Good morning, everybody. Make sure and hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell to stay up to date. Thank you guys for all the views, likes, and the couple subscribers in the last video. Without you guys, it would not be possible. Anyway, I just want to get this quick alert out before I head out for the weekend, just because I find it notable. Bloomberg is finally covering it, and the shortages we've been discussing for over a year, about 2 years actually, that have finally come to fruition are now public knowledge. I just found this newsletter from this morning to be worth sharing, so let's hop into it. Breadflation, palm oil's rout, and scorched fields across Europe. The picture here for the story is a water bowl with ice for chickens on a farm during a heat wave outside Smithville, Texas. 100-degree Fahrenheit temperatures plus soaring costs for feed, fertilizer, fuel, and lack of water out west. Lack of water and hay have made it too expensive for farmers to sustain livestock. Now, that's a big red flag here. A lot of people in my family are farmers, and from what everyone's telling me, between fertilizer more than doubling in price, people are either having to sell off their cattle herds at very cheap prices to auctions, and it could take several years, even under good conditions, to get those herds back up to full capacity. So essentially, farmers are either not planting crops or they're liquidating livestock because they can't feed it. There's a drought out west, etc., etc. So keep that in mind. If you guys see ground beef prices come down, I would highly recommend stocking up because I believe the price is only going to keep climbing. Now, hopping into the meat of the article, 10% a loaf for bread to palm oil's plunge and the highest ever temperature in Europe, which are driving farmers to feed sports drinks to their poultry. Here are the main food stories this week from Bloomberg. This one's titled Lofty Loaf. People are starting to notice inflation when it shows up in things they buy every day. That's why gasoline and milk get so much attention. Now add bread to the growing list of essentials that are becoming more expensive and hammering consumer sentiment. Amid the highest U.S. inflation in 4 decades, the cost of bread has soared this year, pushing more premium options to an unheard $10 a loaf and beyond. I actually covered this in my very first news story on this channel over a month ago now. Palm route, palm oil is in full retreat. Prices plummeted almost 50% since closing at a record high in April. Could fall another 20% by September to levels not seen since 2020. That's a sharp reversal of fortunes for the cooking oil, which hit a peak after top suppliers in Indonesia banned exports in an attempt to curb soaring domestic prices. Again, that's because they've banned exports. Storage tanks started overflowing, which forced the government to lift the ban and jumpstart shipments. Same thing that happened to oil in 2020. Way too much supply, zero demand because they couldn't ship it out, causing world prices to plunge. That's good news for consumers. It's not going to ease inflation though. Baked farms, corn yields are waning, milk output is shrinking, and chickens are sipping electrolytes as unprecedented heat bakes key farming regions in Europe and in the West in the USA. France, an agriculture heavyweight, suffered its highest ever temperature and fires, while the UK issued its most severe heat warning, and half the farms in Italy are parched. That's compounding problems for food producers who are already reeling from the frost, hail, and drought in the first half of the year, and the drought is only getting worse. Traditional Norfolk poultry in England's East Anglia region. Staff are starting at 4 or 5 a.m. to make sure the chickens get fresh food and litter early in the day, leaving them undisturbed once temperatures rise. Birds also get electrolytes in their water, similar to sports drinks, which encourage them to drink more in this heat wave. Foot and mouth out of Australia, major beef exporter, found traces of foot and mouth disease on imported food products, deepening fears over a potential outbreak that could devastate the nation's livestock industry. Planned. Viral fragments were found in a sample of pork floss offered for sale in Melbourne. Authorities have ramped up surveillance to prevent an incursion and are set to deploy sanitation foot mats at international airports this week. A widespread outbreak could have direct economic impact, 80 billion or 55 billion US. It also hurt global beef supplies as the country is one of the top shippers, comprising 13% of the world's beef trade. Also, funny enough, Beyond Meat is now at IPO prices. So I just thought that was worth sharing. Also, yesterday or day before, UK inflation hits 40-year high. Obviously, everyone is feeling the hurt. South Africa inflation hits 13-year high in June. Annual consumer price inflation was 7.4%, up from 6.5% in May. So it's going up over 1% a month because, like I said before, add about a 1 in front of whatever number they give you. Denmark, highest temperature recorded. UK heatwave forced Google Cloud Oracle data center servers to shut down. Some of the unexpected consequences of what's currently going on. And also, too, the energy crisis continues in Germany and France to the point they're now telling you to turn off your Wi-Fi router to save power. I don't think they use very much power at all. So take that for whatever it's worth. Anyway, guys, I just want to get that one out to you. Make sure and hit that like and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys are seeing. I had a couple comments, one out of Australia a couple weeks ago. Appreciate that one, talking about produce and things in the grocery store. So what are you guys seeing on the ground? What's missing? What are you hearing? A couple things I've heard: Ativan at hospitals for seizures is in short supply. Medical equipment that breaks isn't being able to be repaired. Car part shortages. I know personally in my grocery store, the cost of rice has gone up roughly 110% over the last month, which is absolutely absurd. Peanut butter is entirely missing after that Jif recall. Even the Walmart nearby has not gotten Jif peanut butter back in stock. Pasta, after the shortages in Italy we talked about in like March this year, are finally here. Can't find pasta hardly. Um, what else? What else? What else? Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. Oh, also watch out west for the trucker um, protest rally over the gig workers. I believe there's over 70,000 truckers that are now out of work in the state of California. They're now blocking one of the ports. That was a article out of this morning, so keep an eye on that. Anyway, guys, comment what you're seeing, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a great weekend. Bye.